My dad is so like old school, bro. But things don't really just hit him getting to experience something like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't even know what a Lamborghini is. You know, he's Nigerian, set. But man, there's no better feeling really than your parents being able to see the success, right? It's so crazy because 6 years ago, my dad was the one that was telling me not to do day trading, right? He was telling me to go get a job, go get my MBA, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, live a normal life. But it's so crazy because if I would have listened to that, I wouldn't be able to take him in a Lamborghini. Right? I wouldn't be able to have him experience something like this, right? You know, my dad's very prideful. He's Nigerian descent, but deep down, he doesn't gotta say it, but I know he's very proud of everything I do because, you know, every week I'm sending him money. Every week I'm going above and beyond for him. Every week I'm able to offer him things to make him feel better, make him, you know, simple stuff like just getting a massage. You know, my dad's older. You know what I'm saying? You know, small stuff like, you know, giving him $1,000, right? It may not mean like enough to me because that's nothing. Because I make $17,000 a week minimum, but to him that could mean a lot. You see what I'm saying? You know, my dad right now is retired. You know, so he works for the government. I think max he's ever made a year was like $45,000, right? Luckily, you know, with my family, you know, my mom, you know, she was a nurse practitioner, so she carried a lot of the load in the family. And, you know, like I said, we're living in the suburbs, right? But technically, we really can't afford it, right? Because keep in mind, my dad doesn't work, and my mom is part-time. So we're coming off a one-income household, right? So luckily, I'm thankful, man, that I've been able to step up really for that. But this is just the power of locking in and staying committed to the craft. If I never took those risks at such a right age, which was 23, 24, 25, 26, if I didn't take those risks, right? During times like this where it matters more, right? Where my parents are getting older, I wouldn't be able to help them, right? So I'm glad every single day. I'm thankful for the risks that I took back then, right? Because those same risks now are paying dividends, man. So I'm blessed. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful, man. But this just goes to show anybody, like, listen, what you do now is going to make a big benefit on your future. And the decisions and sacrifices that you make right now can be the ones that's going to save you and your family later. So if I never locked in all this shit, right, I wouldn't be able to help my parents when they needed. When the roof was caving in, I wouldn't be able to drop $20,000. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to give my mom money when she needs it. I wouldn't be able to give my dad money when he needs it. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't be in a position that, damn, you know, we're one emergency away from shit and losing everything, right? But it all started with me believing in myself. It all started with me during times where I was by myself and I was taking all the losses, right? The difference between me is when I lose, I take the whole loss. Nobody takes losses with me, right? But when I win, everybody wins. You see what I'm saying? So that's the burden that I carry every single day. And that's the burden that comes with this, and being that one person that just says, hey, I'm tired of it. Enough is enough, right? And people think this happens overnight. No, it doesn't happen overnight. And the moment I got cut from the league, and I got cut not because of my skill level. I got cut just because of a coach having a coach not being too fond of the way who I was as a person. That showed me and that woke me the fuck up to realize that you can literally be in a horrible position in life just because someone just doesn't like you. And I told myself, I don't ever want a nigga to have, I don't ever want somebody to have that much control over my life to where my life can just go down the drain just because they decide one day that they just don't want to fuck with me anymore, right? So that was the motivation I needed to take power and ownership of my life how do I take power ownership of my life? How do you take power ownership of your life? Well, guess what? It starts by learning skill sets that nobody can take away from you. Being able to generate income for yourself, right? Being able to generate income for yourself, why is that a necessity, right? Because guess what? In any and every situation, when you're able to make money on your own without having to deal with people, and it's not deciding on or dependent on, whether somebody fucks with you or not, guess what? You can walk yourself out of any situation that you don't like. I don't like my manager. Okay, get the fuck out. I don't like the people I work with. Okay, cool, I leave. Right? When you make money and you can be able to be on your own and you don't have to deal with people, nobody can take that away from you. That's the true freedom, right? Because at that point, you don't have to deal with people that you don't want. I have a zero tolerance to people that are not, one, on my program, and two, people are doing things that have no business doing, right? Or three, people that bring out the worst in me, people that don't want to see me win, people that don't want to change their mindset. I have zero tolerance to be around people like that, right? Because I am in full control, ownership of my life. So if somebody is not on the same type of time as me, right? And if somebody doesn't have any value or benefit, I'm able to cut them off at a fast rate because I don't need nobody for anything, right? I make money through my cell phone. I make money clicking buy and sell. I make money on my own. And that's the best part about the skill set is I don't have to talk to nobody. I don't have to stroke anybody's ego. I don't have to show up at a certain time. I can do this any place, anywhere, anytime, and nobody can take that away from me, right? That's the beauty. Bro, Apple is the craziest. Listen, if you have Apple, look at this. Every single day, they're just charging me. Like, sometimes I don't even know why. They charged me yesterday. They charged me today. They charged me the 3 days before. They just charge you for no reason. Like, Apple is the biggest scam ever, bro. Goal in life really is to be in a position to where you're in complete control of everything, right? I want to be in control of my finances. I want to be in control of my body. I want to be in control of my mind. I want to be in control of the people I let around me, right? When you're in control of these things, right, it changes the game now. Why is that? Because now, guess what? Any situation that you don't like, any situation that you don't deem as a benefit to you, you can cut it off, right? But when I'm in control of my finances, it opens up doors for everything, right? Because once you control that, hey, how money is being made in your life and the amount of money that can be made, right? Now you don't have to deal with certain people you don't like, right? You don't have to listen to people's bullshit, right? You can cut people off way faster, right? People can be on your routine and your regimen, right? I don't want to be in a situation to where I have to deal and find myself fucking with somebody just because I need the money, right? Just because I gotta pay my bills, right? But this is something that I learned very quickly, right? And all it takes is one situation, right? And for me, that situation was football, right? When I got let go and I seen how my life just went downhill because of one person making the decision that they didn't like me or they didn't want to put me on the field, it opened my mindset, it opened my eyes to be like, okay, this is how the real world is. The real world, nobody gives a fuck about you. The real world, hey, you have a manager, you have a boss, right? They tell you what to do, they tell you to jump, you go jump. They tell you how high, you jump how high. The real world doesn't care about your opinions. The real world doesn't care about your excuses. The real world only is going to react based off of what is being put out, right? So I had to get into a mindset that, okay, well, I need to put myself in a position to where I can make the rules, right? And I can change the outcome and the circumstances around me, right? And that is why I got into this, right? That is why and what gravitated me to trading, because this is the only skill set in the world where I don't have to talk to nobody. I don't have to make a sale. I don't have to deal with people's bullshit. I can make as much money as possible. I can make it from my phone. All I need is Wi-Fi connection. I don't need to be present at an office, right? That right there is, there's no skill set in the world like that. And this is why trading is the number one skill set that you can have in 2026, right? Because nowhere in hell can you make $500 to $1,000 in seconds clicking buy and sell? I know people right now, right, myself included, when I had my job, it would only take me I had a job that was paying me $30,000 a year. $30,000 a year before taxes. So with taxes, about $24,000, right? $24,000. Think about this. $24,000, divide that by 12, you're looking at $2,000 a paycheck. And then on top of that, I didn't even get paid bi-weekly. They paid me once at the end of the month, which is crazy, right? So you're telling me I made $2,000 a month, right? Last week, I made $17,000 in the week. So let's break that down. $2,000 in a month, right? $2,000 a month divided by 4, that's $500 a week. This week, I made $17,000, guys, right? There's a screenshot. This week, I made $17,000. Look at that. $17,000. In 2020, I made $500 a week, right? Look at the difference in lifestyles, right? 500 versus $17,000, right? All because of a skill set. And it's not about the money, guys. So think about it this. It's not about the money. It's how is the money being made. I made $17,000 while on vacation, while sitting at the house, while going through my day, going to the gym. Very chill lifestyle compared to the $2,000. When I was making $2,000 a month, right? I was slaving 60 hours. I would wake up every single day at 6 o'clock. I'll wake up at 6 o'clock. I'll leave the house by 6:30. I'll be in an hour and 30 minutes in traffic. I'll get to work at 8 o'clock. I'll work from 8 all the way to 5. And then I was trying to close more deals. I was trying to do most to get a promotion. So I worked from 5 to 7. From 7 o'clock, I would go all the way to the house. Two things I'd do. I'd either go to the gym for an hour because I only had an hour, right? Go to the gym, 7 to 8, go to the gym, right? Or I would say, okay, hey, you know what? I got to put in some work for trading. I'll study the charts from 7 to 9, right? Or 8 to 10, right? And then guess what? I'll trade London session or trade Tokyo session, go to sleep, rinse and repeat. Do the exact same thing. I did that for 2 years, or a year and a half. And then I finally got my breakthrough, right? I finally got my breakthrough where I made $18,000. I lost all the money I made, I lost $18,000 over the span of 8 months. And then 1 week, I made all that money back. And that was the flick, that was the light bulb switch that, oh shit, that's when shit got real, right? When I took $1,000 to $18,000, I realized I've been working too extremely hard for money, right? I lost $18,000 when I first started, right? But then all it took was 1 week with $1,000 investment from my brother that I borrowed, right? Borrowed $1,000 from my brother, took it to $18,000. From $18,000, that's when I woke up and said, okay, hey, I've been working too hard for money. And that's why I really got to take this serious. And then from that point on, I started dedicating everything, all my time. It's so crazy me even saying this stuff, right? It's so crazy me even thinking about this shit that I went through, right? Because who would imagine that I would be doing this? I'm in a Lamborghini right now. Like, what the fuck? You know? What the fuck? Like, this shit just blows my mind sometimes because, like, sometimes I'm living in it and I'm grateful and I'm thankful, of course. I'll never not show God gratitude.